So, as discussed on the Stewards Room podcast this week, Red Bull took second and third place on the podium at the Turkish Grand Prix, decked out in a swazy new livery that takes inspiration from their power unit supplier Honda. The Japanese company were treated to a Japanese flag-inspired design on Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen's car, with the main body of the RB16B switched from its normal blue and yellow design to a white one with the bright red toros on either side of the chassis standing out on the plain backdrop. Now, we feel this look should last at least another race or two for Red Bull, especially with it being added to the new F1 2021 video game, but it does seem that it's only going to be around for this one race. So where does it stand on the list of some of Formula One's most iconic car colours that we've seen for one or two races only in F1 history? Here is a GPFans Special. Mercedes 125th Anniversary, Germany 2019. So this look didn't exactly bring Mercedes too much luck when they brought it out at the German Grand Prix to celebrate the company's 125th anniversary and their 200th race as a constructor, but it did mean that they looked good while going through such a traumatic race. The white front end of the car seems to emerge from underneath the silver paint job at the rear, almost as if the old school look of the Mercedes is being revealed as the paintwork flakes away due to the speed of the car. That was a nice idea, as were all the flat caps and button-up overalls that the pit crew wore upon arrival at Hockenheim that year. Unfortunately, the rain and plenty of problems decided to come along for the celebration, with Lewis Hamilton making an unscheduled stop in the race that the team wasn't prepared for, and Valtteri Bottas crashing out on Sunday. Now, Hamilton eventually finished 9th, and Mercedes haven't thought about changing the car for a one-off race again. Ligier, Australia 1993. Jazzy is probably how you describe this car. This look brought Martin Brundle much more luck than the last one on our list, as the British driver saw his car turned by comic book creator Hugo Pratt into this wonderful marvel. The Ligier was meant to look like the cigarette packet of the team's then sponsor Gitanes, but I think it looks more like a 1990s football shirt if you're asking me. Either way, it brought about a fantastic result for the driver sat inside it. Brundle went from the back of the grid to finish 6th in the last race of the season in Australia, but the design, unfortunately, was never seen again. Red Bull launch livery 2018. Red Bull have given us a few one-off looks to contend with over the years, and while this week's was an instant classic in Turkey, others haven't gone down as well. The Star Wars advertising, for instance, on their car at Monaco didn't exactly scream motor racing chic, although they certainly did please a few people with the pit stop crew all dressed as stormtroopers. However, one that has stuck in the memory for a long time is the livery of the 2018 RB14 that was brought out at launch. It still lingers in many motor racing fans' heads. The design is meant to prevent prying eyes from seeing all the tiny details of the new car, and it's certainly not the first or the last time that Red Bull have used a unique look to try and conceal their innovative design tweaks. But this is one that we want to see on track at some point. Now, it never featured on track in a Grand Prix, but it did feature during testing that year. It almost looks like a blue camouflage on the paintwork, and when fans saw it, they loved it. They still actually have this car lingering around at the factory in all of its glory in Milton Keynes at the moment, but we want to see this design out on track. McLaren, Monaco 2021. The Golf McLaren at Monaco this year was just stunning. Absolutely stunning. No silly diamonds in the nose cone. Jaguar, we're looking at you for that horrendous blunder. No Star Wars pit lane cruise. Yep, that was you, Red Bull, and that pleased some fans, but the actual car itself looked gimmicky that year. This was just a classic look with a modern twist to give it a classy nod to a sponsor that they have a long, storied history with. The orange and blue contrast looked fantastic on the street circuit, and even better when Lando Norris was able to bring his car around to finish 3rd at the iconic track this year and stand on the podium in those combined blue and orange overalls. This one will live long in the memory, but the big question is, why is this not being brought into the Formula 1 game this year like Red Bull's livery for the Turkish Grand Prix? I mean, come on! This is one that everybody wants to be driving in, and we wouldn't mind seeing McLaren bring it out again, maybe at Monaco next year. Ferrari, America and Mexico 1964. An argument between the FIA and Enzo Ferrari led to one of the most iconic livery changes in Formula 1 history. The Ferrari team's founder was at loggerheads with the motor racing body about which of his cars could compete in GT racing, and so, as a form of protest, the owner decided to switch the car's colours for the last two Grand Prix of the '64 season, denying Formula 1 the iconic red rockets of the constructor and changing the cars to blue and white. Even worse for the FIA was that John Surtees would finish second in Mexico and seal the World Championship in the blue beast beneath him. The feud between Enzo and the FIA would eventually end, but not before a wonderfully cheeky move from Ferrari gave us this unique looking car that will live long in Formula 1 history. So that's our list of our favourite liveries from F1 history. Are there any that we've missed off that should have made the grade? Where do the Red Bulls from Turkey rank in our top 5? Let us know in the comments section below. And of course, get on to @GPFans Global on Twitter and Instagram as well to stay up with everything we do across our platforms, and hit the subscribe button down below as we bring you more of the news and views from around the world of Formula 1 here at GPFans.